Florida towns like Fort Myers Beach are preparing for the hurricane as it intensifies along the Gulf Coast.
Local officials warn residents not to stay in their trailer homes to ride out the storm. So joining us now with more on this is the mayor of Fort Myers Beach, Florida, Dan Allers. How is the town, because I know you're busy, how is the town preparing for the storm? And could we see mandatory evacuations?
It's possible. If we learned anything from Charlie, Irma, and Ian, they had almost the exact similar track to Idalia. And at the last minute, they turned a hard right and came right at us. So we're not being complacent. We're certainly keeping a close eye on it. As of now, there's no evacuations. We're just looking at potential tropical storm to minor hurricane winds and surges. So we're definitely keeping an eye on it. But as of now, there's no evacuation.
I lived in Fort Myers actually for a long time, primarily, as you just said, Charlie, Francis, Ivan, Jean, Wilma. Ian last year, was so difficult on your town. You guys are still rebuilding. Can you talk about just some of the challenges that you're not out of the woods, you're on a peninsula. This is a very tricky situation for your area.
Yeah, it certainly is. Yesterday was 11 months to the day that Ian came ashore and changed your life forever. And hearing what Governor DeSantis just said, I couldn't have said it any better. You need to heed the warnings. You can run from the wind, but you can't hide from the water. And someone that was on the island and saw exactly how strong that water can be. People forget when it comes in, it's strong, but when it goes out, it's even stronger, and it takes everything with it. So some of our biggest concerns now is, we continue to clean our storm drains. With every rainfall that we get, it fills back up with sand or other small debris that gets in there. So it's a constant challenge to try to keep those storm drains as clean as possible. So when we do get heavy rain like we're expecting, we try to minimize the flooding as possible. With all the construction sites that are going on around here, securing all that debris so it doesn't become floating missiles is part of the challenge as well.
Have you heard at all from the governor and what sort of additional help your community may be getting?
I have not heard from the governor. As he said, it's kind of tracking now towards the Big Bend area. So I understand that's a very big focus. I know, it was when Ian was coming, it was forecasted to go up towards Tampa. So a lot of people were up there. And like I said, at the last minute, it turned and came right at us. So we're not going to be complacent. We're going to make sure that we're ready should it decide to turn. But as I said yesterday, I think it's important. We have a lot of people that are still staying in travel trailers, rebuilding their homes from Ian. And we urge them to get out of those trailers and get somewhere safe. There's 2 safe havens open in Lee County. One is in Estero at 9200 Corkscrew Palms Boulevard, and the other is in North Fort Myers Recreation Center at 2000 North Recreation Parkway. We urge people that are on the island or in the high hazard flood areas to go seek shelter, at least for the next 24 to 48 hours. It's better to be safe than sorry.
I think that's what your town learned last year, right? Having lived through a number of the storms there, I think people do get a little complacent sometimes because it does take a turn, it goes somewhere else. But after witnessing what they did last year, I am hoping they heed the warnings early.
Yeah, it's important that people, stay prepared. We've all been through this before. We understand what we need as far as preparing for the storm, but it's also time to not panic.
Yeah.
There's still a lot of people that are dealing with PTSD or 11 months ago, their lives were completely uprooted. So it's important not to panic, but be prepared, work your plan. And now is the time that you need to really make decisions for yourself. You're in control of your own destiny. So we really urge you to do what's in the best interest of yourself.
Mayor Dan Allers, really good advice. Thank you so much.
Thank you.